All right, what's up? It's your girl Nikki St. Clair, back on these YouTube streets again. Um, I was talking to my best friend, and she told me, she said, Nicole, you have to, you have to talk about that time you were dating someone from Plenty of Fish. Well, I have come to the conclusion that Plenty of Fish ended up being, for me, plenty of feelings, okay? Number one, at the time, I was just kind of browsing through and I saw like a lot of dudes like sitting on the stainless steel toilet with their legs crossed and just, I mean, you could see the door and all the pinups of, different women on the wall, and they were mostly, incarcerated, okay? So at the time, I preferred to have someone that was tangible, that was in my life, that, I could actually smell them and see how they walk and hold their hand, taste them, not taste them, but you know what I'm saying, kiss on them or whatever. So I met this one guy and he was so good looking on Plenty of Fish. So good looking. And we began to go back and forth and talk, and he was saying all the right things. And he tells me, oh, yeah, my name is London, and I own a tattoo parlor. I have a beautiful home in Ontario. I have two Yorkies, one named Peanut Butter and the other named Jelly. I drive this, and he was just talking about himself. He loved talking about himself, and I was intrigued, so I loved to listen. So I want to say after a few days of going back and forth, finally he calls me and he video chats me. And I was kind of nervous, but I was like, okay, well, let's video chat, because a lot of times what happens is you'll get to know a person or get to think you know a person online, and then you get to see, like, when you see them, you get to see how their facial expressions are and how they move and everything about them. So I was just like, cool, let's video chat, let's get this out the way. I ain't gotta waste no gas or get no directions. I don't have to worry about nothing. It's very safe. So we began to video chat, and we began to video chat every day, several times a day. And then he'd be like, you know what, babe, I'm gonna call you back, let me go in here and close up the shop. Let me, shut this shut down. Let me mop. Let me clean my instruments. So we would periodically take breaks in between texting and FaceTiming. So finally, I'm like getting really attached, right? I'm just like, babe, when am I gonna see you, like, in person? Like, I'm like super turned on by this dude, like gorgeous caramel skin, beautiful teeth, like super curly hair, just gorgeous. And I'm like, I want to see him. Like, he's working out. Like, I want him to hug on me. I just want to just be in his presence, right? So, we talk more and more, and we're chit chatting, and then it had gotten to a point where we're talking at night. And then it looks like he's in a tent or something, it's like super dark, but it's bright enough for me to talk to him and see him. And then he wants to, like, have phone sex. Like, he wants me to talk to him while he does what he does. He's requesting to see, like, my breast and see all kind of parts of me. And by this time, it had been a couple of months. And I was just like, I'd give him a little peep show or whatever. But then I said, do you have IG? And he was like, yeah, I have IG. And I went on his IG and I began to study his pictures. And pretty much they were all old pictures. Um, he never went anywhere. He would have like memes and posting, posts that, you know, got the footsteps of the Lord or just all of these different posts, but never like anything like, hey, I ate this today, or I bought this today, or I wore this today, or we went here. Nothing like that. And after a while, I was just like, okay, this is interesting. But I didn't say anything. And so we're talking. And then once again, he had his routine where he wanted me to, talk phone sex. And I'm like, babe, like, I'm ready to see you. Like, all of this is cool, but. And he would always be like, I'm having a hard time right now. It's just not a good time. Like, he just kept pushing me along. So he was like, and I've been really, really stressed out. Like, I got into a fight at a bar last year, and I have a court date coming up, and I'm really, really facing a lot of charges because, facing like assault and attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon, because at the time I was on a date with a girl and a guy disrespected her, and I grabbed a bottle and just went to town on this dude. So, and I'm just like, what? Like, dang. But in a way, like, it kind of turned me on because I was like, oh, he's like a protector of his lady, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I was just like, didn't I know really how to take it, right? So I'm just like, okay. And so he tells me in a couple of days, he's really playing this shit out, like, to a T. Yeah, I gotta be there at 8:30 in the morning. I said, oh, okay, well, babe, I'm gonna be praying for you that all goes well. He was like, yeah, but, there's a possibility that they'll take me right there, they'll handcuff me right there, and they'll sentence me. And so I was just like, well, shit, you know what I mean? I'm just getting to know this guy. I'm really feeling him. I want to see him in person, but I'm not going to be able to see him if he gets locked away. So a few hours pass, and I get a call from an unknown. It just says unknown. And my dumb ass picks up. And I usually never pick up an unknown, right? And so there's this monotoned, calm voice that's like speaking real proper, like, yes, I'm calling on behalf of blah, blah, blah. And, he had me to reach out to you because, he says that you are his girlfriend currently, and he wants me to let you know that they went ahead and took him into custody. And that as soon as things settle, as soon as, he catches a break, he's going to reach out to call you, and he's going to let you know everything, but as it stands, he's been taken into custody. Okay? All right. Bye-bye. So I'm like, part of me is like, is this a joke? But then part of me is like, oh, shit, like, damn, there goes my little buddy. Like, I was really, really feeling him. So, neither here nor there, I was just like, okay. And I don't talk to him for like 2 or 3 days. And then he calls me from an unknown number. And he says, yeah, they went ahead and, they took me into custody. Basically repeating everything that old boy just just told me a day or two ago. And he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do, and this and that. And I'm sounding like the concerned girlfriend, like, do you need me to do anything? Or, see about anything? Or, you know what I mean? Like, here, I have not even met this dude, right? But by this time, we're into like the almost 2 months, right, of talking. So I was like, no, my family got it covered, and I gave a Spanish girl, she's the manager of my tattoo parlor, you know what I'm saying, my tattoo shop, and so she knows what to do, and she's gonna put some money on my books, like I should be straight, and I'm just gonna figure this out and try to appeal it, right? So I'm just like, oh, okay. So, anyways, I don't hear from him for 3 more days. And then all of a sudden, I get a call. And I'm like, hello? And it actually has a telephone number. Babe, babe. I'm like, you have a phone now? Yeah, I have a phone, and it's some people in here that I know, you know what I'm saying? We grew up together, and, one of the guards, I gave him like $230, you know what I'm saying? So he gonna give me a phone, and I should have a phone. I'm so sorry. I should have a phone, by tomorrow, but my buddy, he let me use his phone so I could talk to you, how you doing? Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, I miss you, and all that shit, right? So I'm like, yeah, I miss you too. So he gets another phone number, and he calls me. And boom, he's back at doing what he does. He is nighttime, and he's in this tent, right? And he's like, want to jack off in his little tent. And I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? Tonight, I'm really looking. And I'm looking at this blue blanket, right? It's like a jailhouse blue blanket that you get like at a county hospital. It's like, and I'm looking at, trying to get all of the different clues. And I'm thinking about his Instagram. I'm thinking about everything. And I'm just like, yo. So, do you want to tell me how long you've been in jail? And do you want to tell me when were you gonna tell me you're in jail? And he was like, what? I was like, yeah. How long have you been in jail? And when were you gonna tell me you were in jail? Oh my God. It was like, I swear it was like the old story about Rumpelstiltskin, right? It's like I said the word, I pressed the button and just sent him off his rocker. And he's like, oh, so you just Inspector Gadget? You think you just know everything, huh? You think you know everything? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? He was like, yeah. You think you just know everything. And then he was like, man, a nigga really, really was feeling you. A nigga was really liking you and shit. And then you made the remark about plenty of fish being plenty of felons and clowning niggas that's in jail and shit. Like, this shit real. Like, a nigga be up in here lonely. Nigga want to feel something. And I really liked it you and shit. And you gonna come at me like this? And how do you feel? You feel good now? You feel good about yourself now? Because you got it all figured out, huh? So he's like popping off on me. You ever say, like, I did something? Like, I'm the one that was lying to him. Like, I just, like, pissed him off royally. So by this time, I'm, like, stuck because I don't know what to do or say, He's been exposed. That was it. So he says, so what now? And I said, well, what do you mean what now? Well, I mean, me and you. I mean, like, what's up with us? Like, are we still gonna be together? You know what I'm saying? Can a nigga send you like a visiting for him? You gonna come see me? You know what I'm saying? I want to see you. I still want to be with you. I still want to, And I was just like, is this dude like serious? He was serious as a motherfucker. He was serious as a motherfucker. And I felt so bad. I really, really, my heart went out to him. And I felt so bad. And I was just like, I should still go ahead and be his friend. No, we're not together. No, we can't be together. But I'll still be his friend. And I will still, talk to him because we've had some great conversations. I will still, just be somebody to reach out to. But we ain't kicking it on the phone like we were before. So I spoke with him a few more weeks afterwards. And then he would be questioning me like, where you going? Who you going with? Like, yeah, calling me back to back to back, like trying to see like if I'm with another dude. I'm like, we're not together. Even if I was out on another date, like there's nothing you could do. Like he was like really, really trying to control me, like trying to see what the hell Nikki was doing. And I was not having it. I was not here for it. Um, he sent me my dumb ass, right? I let him send me a letter. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? He had my address, and I wasn't even thinking, right? But and nothing happened. Great. I'm grateful for that. But this is the fact that, like, Nicole, like, you're so stupid, right? Now this person knows where you live. You don't know who he knows. That's outside. That you know what I'm saying. You don't know what kind of connections Brad has, but 9 times out of 10, I mean, well, 9 times out of 10. Long story short, um, I never went to go see him, even though the I filled out the form. But what ended up happening was at the time I had a car accident with no insurance, and so because I had no insurance, they suspended my license. So because I had a suspended license and I was taking care of legal shit, um, that, at the time I couldn't go. And in a sense, I was a little sad because I actually had compassion for him. You know what I'm saying? He was a brother who was down. And I get it. Like, I always think, like, man, like, it's some people that's in jail that's never going to, like, know what it's like to ride in a car or drive a car, see the ocean, hear the birds, get fresh air, have ribs, like, know what it's like to, like, just be amongst civilization, like regular civilization, and see like beautiful real women, and know what pussy smells like. You know what I'm saying? There's like a lot of dudes that's just like never ever ever going to experience that. And my heart went out to him. I got a few family members that's down and is gonna be in there like for life. Been in there like since I was a baby, over 30 years, and they're gonna be in there for life. And I made this connection with this individual, and I still wanted to be friends with him, but after a while, like I said before, I wasn't allowed to, well, I didn't qualify to go see him. That's number one. Number two, he became very, very controlling from the behind the walls, trying to, dictate to me, what am I wearing. He wanted to see what I had on from head to toe. He wanted me to pan the camera all around and shit. Like, it was just too much. It had gotten to be too much. And I believe in my heart by this time he had found someone else that he liked, that he probably was catfishing on Plenty of Fish. And it was all on my Instagram, looking. And after a while, I guess after he got comfortable with me knowing that he was in prison, he actually started posting pictures of him in prison. And it was just the images, I don't know. Maybe they have their own fashion style in prison, but like white cutoffs past the knee with some white knee high socks and dirty white tennis shoes with black shoestrings and, you know, tatted up, working out. Um, you actually got to see everything. Like he was pretty big dude. Um, just like putting his leg up. It looked like he was like in the shower area. I mean, like, I don't know who the barber was in there, but yeah, he kept a clean fade, high top fade, and I don't know what type of privileges. He had a lot of privileges. I mean, like he was flossing, like eating Domino's pizza, eating thrifty ice cream. Um, I mean, like it was just interesting, and that whole culture is like, I don't understand it, but, obviously he had been there long enough to know the connects and who and the who's and how to get what. But it was just something that I could no longer really connect with. He, it seemed like he went on 10, you know what I'm saying? He went to level 10 with trying to manhandle me, so to speak, mentally. Like, he wanted to know where I'm going, what I'm wearing. He was just like talking to me any kind of way. Um, in the beginning, when I first talked to him, he sounded like super gay. Like, in the beginning, I was like, yo, are you gay? Like, are you bisexual? This is like our first conversation. And he had like a lisp, and I like this. And like, his voice did not match his exterior. And this is before we actually had a face to face on FaceTime conversation. But I guess like he toughened that shit up. He took the gay out of his voice. And like all of a sudden, like this nigga wanted to be like my man, like, and you know, I don't do prison relationships. I don't. I know a few who do. I know I fit the profile. Let's keep it a buck. Like, dark skinned fat girl, you know what I'm saying? Lonely, sending care packages and paying on the bill and putting money on the books, but that's not me. Like, I might fit that profile, you know what I'm saying? I'm a chunky girl, but that ain't even me. I don't fuck around with that. You know what I'm saying? It's a waste of time. And that's a whole nother world that I don't want to be a part of. You know what I mean? I might be fat, but I'm fly. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a definitely an affectionate person. And I gotta have my man, you know what I'm saying? I gotta have him with me. I need to smell him. We need to go places. We need to converse. I gotta hear his footsteps, his keys, jingle. I wanna be in the passenger seat, you know what I'm saying? When we're going somewhere, I need a man in my life, like present, you know what I'm saying? And it just wasn't gonna work. And even though I had made a decision like, hey, you know what I'm saying, I'm still be cool with you, he still wanted to be acting role as my man, and it just wasn't gonna work. So, eventually that whole situation, it fell off and fell apart, and he got mad at me and he'd block me. You blocking me for some pictures? Like, yo, shit ain't even active, but fine. You blocking me from your IG. That's fine. I'll block you too. Um, and the bottom line is it just didn't go anywhere. And I just want to say, watch out for those felons on Plenty of Fish. Watch out for a gang of people. Man, I can tell you a whole gang. I can tell you a lot of stories that's happened to me on POF from the time like I went out on a date and found out the guy was autistic and he was very slow. Um, I've I've met I've met some interesting characters on POF. From the guy that he was nice looking on POF, and I see him, and he just has all gold fronts permanently. He's from the South, and I said, "Sir, if you're gonna be dating on a website, you gotta be upfront with things about this. You know what I'm saying, and give that person the choice to say yes, I love your gold teeth, or no, I don't." Um, I've had some interesting adventures. If you want to hear more about it, you can drop down in the comments and, I'll give you guys a few more stories. But that was just one of them. I think that one was the most memorable. Um, Anyways, I'm Nikki St. Clair. That's my story time. If you want to talk about anything else, drop down in the comments. And oh man, let's bring it up. You can follow me on Instagram too, um, and that's under Nikki St. Clair as well. And anyways, it's a dreary, peaceful Sunday. I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. I'm gonna get a new look. I think I'm gonna go with some curly hair. What y'all think? Curly hair. This is fun though. This was luxurious hair, but I think I want to get some summer hair going. So when I come back, I'll introduce you guys to my new look as well. And as always, take care of yourself. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Thank you for stopping by. Bye.